Hello and welcome back to the auditorium. In the next 30 minutes, we will talk about modern ways of news gathering through mobile journalism. With me in the studio, I have Stefan. Hello, Stefan.
Hello, Joanna.
And connected with us are Aurelien and John. They are all from...
Hi, Joanna.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
It's really nice to see you. So you guys are all from ShareStoryz, a company that created an app for mobile journalism. I'm really looking forward to this session. So maybe let's start with you, Stefan, and news gathering in general. Could you tell us what it is and what kind of content is produced with it and what it's used for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about to create content for what I call publishing. And publishing can be on different, let's say, channels. One of these channels can be the linear TV, as we all know. So in this particular case, news gathering traditionally meant you have sent out a team, cameraman, audio man, a journalist, and probably some more production assistant to do a shooting of whatever has happened. Sometimes I use the example, the elephant has escaped the zoo and now he ran into a tram, and this is a big event that needs to be filmed. Today, things have changed a little bit. We have video journalists, so that means like one-man teams that are out there doing the shootings and are sending back the information. News gathering means it's also content being created for other purposes than linear TV. What can be for press today, they are all doing more than print, or it can be for social media publishing or for all the various other vectors. I think that we will talk about this session right now.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much for this introduction and your explanation, Stefan. Let's move over to you, Aurelien. What are the main use cases of working with apps to create video content?
So the main, not the main maybe, but one of the use cases is obviously the video journalists being on the field, as Stefan described, chasing the elephant escapes from the zoo. When we are talking about video journalists here, it's not only for TV, it's also for radio, for newspapers. Now video is everywhere, especially on the web, and any kind of media has to create video content to attract a larger audience. The specific of these teams, of these video journalists, are that they are often on their own on the field. This is just them, and they have to do everything. From the shooting to the publishing of the content with the editing in the media. There are also use cases that we can mention for using apps to create content. One is the user-generated content. It's when it's not your own teams of journalists that is creating content, but anyone in the crowd that is on the event site and that will contribute to you with video content. So user-generated content is also growing in this area. And then we have everything that is beyond the media publishing, the usual media and journalism, which is all the marketing stuff, publishing on social networks, publishing to fan communities. These people also need apps to create video content.
Great, thank you very much, Aurelien. I see there are many different use cases. John, you created such a video creation app. Could you tell us maybe about the challenges and how it went?
Yeah, I can take you, but this would take me far more time than we have. So
please, brief. Sure.
Well, it's all about the UX, the user experience of the app, the feel, the possibilities it has, and where you can keep all kinds of difficult processes away from the user, because as Aurelien said, it is targeted not only on the experienced videographer, but also on the somewhat amateur user-generating viewer that needs to add content or create videos, especially. So what you get is that all the apps that are in the market for editing a video, there are more, but they make it an elaborate process to create video, edit it, and offer a lot of options. Whereas the average user that we found out, we've tested it with now about 100 users before we created it. And so it was our test panel. They said, I don't know how long I want this transition to go. What is the default setting? So that's just an example. So what we did is, how can we create an app that delivers a professional video that has all the viewer experiences in a high standard, but is easily to create within a few minutes. And this is what is the main challenge. Other challenges are, what are you going to use for stitching, for overlays, for having the quality not reduced by any unexpected decoder or transcoder in the phone. Have it uploaded really fast to a location where it's, how you say it, to a channel where it's published. So in the end, we created an app that has 3 major steps. 1, get your clips into your video. 2, get your clips adjusted, cropped, trimmed, edited so that they really tell a story. Clips together make a video, and then with this video created, how can we generate something to publish with 1 click? And this is, you should try it. This is something that we really succeeded in, and we're just starting.
Okay.
What do you have? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We will talk about that later on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, John, we have brought here 2
John,
examples with us. The one that you've created for Woody, so Aurelien can probably explain a little bit. And we have the other one, the ShareStoryz app, what's called Your Stories, both at the end of the day from the same team created with a similar but a little bit different purpose.
Yeah, so of course, yeah, we can talk about that first. Aurelien, maybe do you want to explain us a bit more about the Woody app and what it does?
Yeah, the Woody app has been created. This one for the journalists, for the professional journalists that are already working with other Woody tools for the general purpose of ingesting content to a central platform, to a central production system. So these field reporters, they are sometimes working with their laptop, offloading their camera cards, sending their files over internet or over VPN connection to the central system. But sometimes they just have their phone, or sometimes they are in a situation where they can only shoot content with their phone with no other way to work. So it's a growing need of our professional broadcast customers to get this content shot on mobile phones available for the rest of the team and available for editing especially. So the Woody app is going a bit less further than the Your Stories app. It's really about browsing the content that you have captured with your phone and contribute to the main system with this content. So transfer it to the central production system where it will be edited. The specific of this Woody app is that it will ask you to select an ingest profile, and you can have multiple ingest profiles depending on the workflow of the customer. So you can have a news workflow, sport workflow, or you can have multiple locations and needing to send the content to Paris, to New York offices. So these ingest profiles that we offer in the app will let you choose what is the right destination for your content. And the last thing that is important is that the app is allowing you to enrich metadata of the content. And this is one of the challenges with content coming from smartphones. How do you know where it was shot, when it was shot, what it is related to which story it should be linked in your system? So the Woody app also allows you to give this information.
Thank you very much, Aurelien, for this insight. John, maybe you could tell us now how the Your Stories app is different from the Woody app. What other use cases is it targeting?
Yeah, that's an easy to explain difference, because what Aurelien very nicely explained is that the professional users needs to get their content to the system that they use, and with the Your Stories app, you have somebody, if it's maybe a colleague, if it may be somebody that's close to you, like a freelancer, or maybe it's your viewers on your website or of your TV channel. You would like to connect them to contribute content to you or to the channels that you choose to receive this content from. So it's far more open, but also simpler, and therein not that advanced in choosing your location, because you as a company decide what the location is where you allow your users to upload the video to. And that can be, for instance, directly to your Facebook or to your backend, where you decide what you want to publish to your Facebook. It can be your Twitter channel or your Google Drive or your maybe your Instagram, or if you want, your YouTube channel. And this allows you as a brand, for instance, to have all, take for instance Nike. Sorry Nike for using your brand, but if Nike would use this and they would allow all the soccer playing kids of 12 to 20 to film themselves with the Nike shoes on and contribute that to the kids' personal channel on YouTube, and they just host this, they would engage with a user-generated content platform to their users directly. And this is what the Your Stories app, for instance, could do. We have a case with the bicycling guys that have a team of subscribers that create videos for their drive, or what you see in this screen. You have a Eurosonic festival that uses their audience to film the concerts, which is a bit difficult now in Corona time, but it will come again. And then you see that, for instance, Eurosonic has 20,000 videos coming in a 4-day festival, and they can choose which ones they really like most and can use them directly, because different to what Woody has for their customers. You don't know these customers, so you ask them to allow you to use the content they share with you in advance. So you can use that content. You have the rights. You have the use rights already at the point where, for instance, the audience is uploading that really nice shot of the singer diving off stage into the audience. These kind of use cases are easily done. But I can go on, and I don't.
Yeah, I believe you, John. We will get back to the Your Stories app again later on. For now, I'd like to go one step back again and ask Aurelien something. So we know that people, or journalists working on the field, that they often have their laptop with them, with their own production tools installed. So my question is a mobile app really needed then?
Yes, I think so. At least it's becoming more and more a real need and something you can't avoid. Why? Because the smartphone is becoming the heart of this mobile journalism, of this video journalism on the field. So everything is concentrating on the mobile. This is the shooting device, of course, and the quality of this shooting device is just increasing. Every new generation of a smartphone is bringing new features, is bringing more technology in it to manage and to create high quality content. So when you have this content on your smartphone, why would you go to your laptop then to work when you can do most of the immediate work that you need to do on your phone? Plus now we have all the accessories that are offered to the video journalists to improve the content, the quality of their content. So yes, definitely, I think that there is a high added value working directly on the device in an app. If it's well, if it's tailor made for your needs, that's really I think a benefit.
Yeah, I see. Thank you very much for this explanation. Stefan, maybe you could tell us a bit more how professional camera teams can make use of such a video journalism app.
Yeah, very true. So just recently we handed, in this particular case, the Woody app to a team of such video journalists, and they are shooting the videos typically with professional cameras. And what they did so far was exactly what Aurelien described. They've uploaded the videos to the laptop, then from the laptop with a connected smartphone to have an internet access to their Exchange server. From the Exchange server, they've downloaded and uploaded. So long, complex workflow where lots of things can go wrong, data can get lost, and also it takes time. So what they did is they simply connected the USB connector of the professional camera with the smartphone, and that way they have been able to directly access the video on the camera from the app, and that way it was pushed out immediately to their, at the end, content sales server. So this is tremendously shortening the workflow. It's way faster. And it's also way more professional because, as Aurelien has mentioned, some basic metadata is requested. So you know who was doing the shooting, what was happening, where it was happening. This is even data that can be generated automatically. And that is all sent to the back-end systems.
Thank you very much. Much easier. Let's go back to John, and maybe, I think you already mentioned a few things earlier, but maybe we can talk about crowd journalism again and talk about why it's becoming more and more important for news production as well.
Sure. Well, imagine the Etna is erupting, and we are pre-corona, so there are tourists. You have two choices as a Italian news station or as an CNBC or whatever to get content from that. And currently, you see that for instance, on CNN, they show a small, narrow video with blurred sidelines and blacked sidelines because somebody got a hold on a Instagram video, could capture it, and then posted it to the presenter of the news in a small view so that you have first-hand see and video eyes on the erupting Etna. But wouldn't it be great if the tourists all are using an app or try this app and upload a horizontal or a vertical, but probably a horizontal video to us with one click. And this is what this platform can do. Once you have the ShareStoryz app in your spectrum as a news organization, you can invite any viewer on your website to subscribe as a guest reporter. Then create a video in that app with your branding on it, your logo on it, your house style on it, your templating already fixed on the content, so that the user that you invite to upload that erupting Etna video to you only has to add the clips, that is logical, and then upload and send the video to your post-production or your MAM or your enterprise solution, whatever you like, because we can connect to anything that has an API or a connector. So this makes the world your crowd that you can use to create content, because everybody has a smartphone. We have created this app in Android and iOS, so most of those smartphones work. So why not address all people with a smartphone to contribute news to you, and then see which one has the best talent to create the best video, and have a choice. Now you have to send a team, or you have to grab something from YouTube and ask permissions to use it. This is the smart and small explanation of crowd journalism in a practical way. you can also do that with an e-commerce shop. When you send the box with the product that you really like to present to your customer, and you want to see the unboxing, you want an unbox video, have it created by professionals, cost you €1,000, but asking your customer to film and rate the unboxing moment. I'm looking at my hands. I see that I'm looking at my hands just because I'm making gestures here. Sorry. But you see them unwrapping that package. Reward them for their experience, and you will get more satisfied customers. You give them a thank you, and maybe they'll order the next product again and again and again because they could show you how happy they are. This is the way of referencing, reviewing, and rating of you as an e-commerce platform. And in between e-commerce and news, there is a whole world of storytelling going on, where you can use crowd-generated content and crowd journalism to add to your storytelling. It doesn't need to be the real news that we're talking about. It can also be your personal company news.
Wow. Thank you very much, John. I have to say I'm really impressed. It really sounds like crowd journalism is the right way to go and the way forward. But I'd like to ask Aurelien something. So, of course, there's also downsides. Maybe, Aurelien, you could tell us something about the challenges of crowd journalism.
Yes. Yes, there are some challenges to address, but the good news is that there are also solutions to properly handle these challenges. The first one is, of course, to recruit the crowd journalists. If you are an established news publisher, you need to recruit these people, and you need to make it simple for them to contribute to you. So, for example, you can send them just a link that will automatically guide them to install the app and be connected already to your publishing channel, which will be your approval publishing channel, where you will be able to review and approve the content. So recruitment is the first step. Then you need to educate them a bit because they are not professionals. So you need to guide them on how to create the best quality content possible. So that's why ShareStoryz, for example, has some how-to videos to show the users how to get the best from the smartphone and how to produce the best quality content. Of course, you have to work on the fact-checking side, how to make sure that this is not used to create fake news. But I think that most of the time this will more promote real news than fake news. So that can easily be addressed. And then there is also something that you need to manage, and that the ShareStoryz app is also managing, is how the contributors give you the right to use their content. And that's the part of the onboarding process in the ShareStoryz app. Later on, what you can think about as a challenge and that can be addressed is how do you compensate the crowd journalists for the work they are doing for you? So then you can imagine a lot of things that could be put in place to compensate this work directly.
Okay, thanks, Aurelien. So I see there's a few things to consider. Stefan, maybe we can go back to ShareStoryz and ShareStoryz and maybe do a quick summary of what the app is already able to do and what we can expect to be available in the future. Maybe you can tell us.
Yeah. So the app in the current state is able to create stories. Means you can collect content, what is videos, audio, and obviously pictures. From there, you can put that on a timeline and you create your story. You could add text information, a logo, either manually or automatically. Automatically means it is a default setting for your so-called channel. You can have, as John mentioned earlier, transitions. You can, by the way, the screens that we have available here that very moment show that quite nicely. You can have voiceover, you can have background music. So it is quite a lot of editing functionality available. But one of our utmost aims is to make it simple to operate. So intuitive, fast, simple, so that not that many things can go wrong. Not super fancy. We will not have 500 different emojis because we are targeting the professional users that want to create high quality content. From there, you can publish already to social media, so like a YouTube, for instance. And this list of social media targets will grow the next weeks and months, one by one. We try to address the typical social media that a consumer would use, but on the other hand, we try also to address the more professional networks. Think about a LinkedIn. We've been also asked for connections to other exchange products like a WhatsApp, but that's more difficult. And as Aurelien has mentioned, we have the possibility to connect quite easily with the various media asset management systems, production management systems, newsroom systems. But this is a little bit more on a project by project base because every customer is a little bit different. So we can say we have the standard delivery targets, what kind of everyone uses, the individuals, the vloggers, the bloggers, the media marketing agencies, the marketing departments of corporates, what you would have at a club or any other organization. And aside of that, we are connecting to the production systems of broadcasters, video producers, press agencies, press companies. That is what we have this very moment. There's more to come. The next step, quite soon, we will have a session on this then tomorrow, is when I said we can have a lower third, so text. There's a question, what is that text? Obviously, often we consume content where we cannot listen it, so we want to read what's going on. Long story short, we are working on automatic transcriptions. That very moment you can do it manually already. So you can type the text and you can position it. So this will be automated. And from there, obviously the next step is I would like to do that not only in one language, but in more. Means I'm probably, like we are Germans, so we would probably do the shooting in German, but our audience probably speaks English or various other languages. So we want to translate that subtitles. That's the next to come. Still not all, but this is the next to come, let's say, in the next quarter.
Great. I'm really looking forward. Thank you very much for that.
But probably John would like to give a little bit of an insight what else we do all around the app, because the app is not all.
Yeah, please, go on, John.
Yeah, sure. The app is not all. The app creates content, and maybe you'd like that content to be shared and viewed by a specific audience. So what would be a simple next thing is to have not only the creation app, but also the viewer app. So that you have a smartphone or tablet app where you can capture your fans or your customers or your viewers and present them with a like Netflix kind of on-demand video channel, but only for your customers with premium content, where you, for instance, get new business models of the content created for free and accessed for free. And there's premium content that you want maybe a subscription or a pay-per-view model in it on mobile devices. So we're looking at closing the loop on that. We're also connecting to narrowcasting systems so that you can see with the ShareStoryz app, you create the content, your colleagues create content, they film the workshop they did, and they want to share it in the canteen, in the cafeteria, on the narrowcasting screen, and just swipe it up and set it there. This would be an internal way of working. These kind of connectors are also worked on. And actually, my personal frustration is all those vertical videos, but I am like Don Quixote at Moulins, because the simple thing is vertical videos are also important in socials. So as Stefan said, we're going to go to that captioning. We're also adding that to a vertical view. So you can use the Your Stories app to create vertical video as well. Happy to say that this will come to you within the next weeks. Download the app from the app stores and have a look at yourself. And somewhere next week, you will see that vertical video is added as well. Yeah, it's going on all the time, improving, and making it even better. And all your feedback helps us create the best mobile journalism app there is available. And actually, but don't mention that to the team here, you can white label it as well.
Yeah, very true. As you just mentioned, we can create content, we can make people able to consume content. The company itself is called ShareStoryz. Probably Aurelien wants to explain what else we can do with content beside creating it and consuming it.
So the content we can, of course, directly publish it to the social networks, as we mentioned. We have already said that we can integrate with media asset management and newsroom systems, and that can be a direct connection, but that could also trigger more complex workflows behind, like an approval process. You want to have the story validated by someone of the team before it gets published or before it gets available by the other collaborators or directly by the viewers. So, the validation process is something important that we can add on the backend side. And that could, that can be multiple steps validation. You can have some correction of the transcription of the subtitles that can put there, and then we beyond the social networks, beyond the professional business tools like media asset management, that can be any content management system or even a website that we create especially for this purpose, that is used to share the content, because it's about sharing stories with either restricted number of viewers that you define with authentication, or making it available for everyone, as John said before, like your own YouTube channel branded with your brand identity and directly accessed by your community.
Thank you very much, Aurelien. I know that there's probably 1,000 more things that you guys would like to add now, but for now, I think I'm going to close this session. And if you have more questions about the Your Stories mobile app, or also about the Woody app, please join Stefan, Aurelien, and John in the coffee bar right after this session. They will be happy to answer all of your questions. They love to talk, so please join them and you'll get much more information. Thank you so much for being with us, John and Aurelien. Thank you, Stefan. And
Thank you.
Of course, you're also welcome to book a private session or a demo with Stefan, John, or Aurelien. And just stay in touch with our experts. We will be back in the auditorium after our lunch break. So thank you very much and stay tuned.